Greetings everyone, I am Alessandro Annoni, President of the International Society of Digital Health. Before my retirement, I worked at the European Commission Joint Research Center for more than 20 years as responsible for scientific support to digital transformation and digital economy policies. The intention of my presentation is to underscore the critical role of artificial intelligence, citizen engagement and education in fighting against climate change, and inspire innovative approaches toward a greener tomorrow. I will share my view on the lesson learned in the development of the digital health vision. In 1992, US Vice President Al Gore wrote the book Earth in the Balance. The key message was that people should be informed about the dangers of pollution, global warming, and other planetary issues. He proposed a global Marshall Plan with 5 strategic goals to alert and address the more pressing environmental problems: stabilizing a world population, rapid development of environmentally appropriate technologies, comprehensive change in policy and decision making, by which we should measure the impact of our decision on the environment, negotiation and approval of a new generation of international agreements, and last but not least, a cooperative plan for educating world citizens about our global environment. Few years later, he formulated the concept of digital health that envisioned a virtual representation of our planet, georeferenced and connected to the world digital knowledge archives. He envisioned a future where people could interact with a computer-generated three-dimensional virtual globe, assessing vast scientific and cultural information about the Earth and its human activities. The lesson learned from digital health implementation is that in the face of escalating climate change threats, innovative approaches are needed to raise awareness, change the behavior of people, and support effective mitigation and adaptation strategies. Through advancing technology, we better understand what is happening and we better respond to the need of the society. But what is sometimes underestimated is that the science and technology are highly dependent on the society and strongly influence societal changes. We are all aware of how the digital technology have influenced our life, our capacity to work, communicate, and act. And clearly, the society today is not comparable to the society in which we were 50 years ago. Many disruptive technology influence societal changes, so today I'm speaking about artificial intelligence, but a similar assessment should be carried out also for many other technologies. Artificial intelligence has a clear role in combating climate changes, improve energy efficiency, support climate modeling predictions, help in monitoring and managing natural resources. A recent example is Destination Earth that has been officially launched on 10th of June. That will provide a digital twin of the Earth to monitor, simulate, and predict the interaction between natural and phenomena and human activities. Similar initiative was launched by NVIDIA. It's called Earth 2 and using a more powerful artificial intelligence supercomputer to develop a digital twin dedicated to predict climate change. This is good, but unfortunately there are also some challenges associated with artificial intelligence adoption, like energy consumptions, ethical consideration, and the societal impact of artificial intelligence. In fact, artificial intelligence consumes energy. According to the new working, ChatGPT is probably using more than 500,000 kWh to respond to 200 million requests a day. Various studies show that the data centers are among the many responsible for energy consumption in the ICT sector. And as you can see in the various slides, what we can expect is an exponential growth in the near future. Artificial intelligence raises also some ethical concerns. One of the more relevant studies has been done by UNESCO that in 2021 published a recommendation on the ethics of artificial intelligence to defend 4 core values: human rights and human dignity, living in peaceful, ensuring diversity and inclusiveness, environment and ecosystem flourishing. Recommendations are based on 10 principles: proportionality and do not harm, safety and security, right to privacy and data protection, multi-stakeholder and adaptive governance and collaborations, responsibility and accountability, transparency and explainability, human oversight and determination, environmental sustainability, awareness and literacy, and fairness and non-discrimination. Also, the European Union is very active in these fields. Recently, on the 21st of May, the European Council gave the final green light to the European Union Artificial Intelligence Act that aims to harmonize the rule on artificial intelligence following a risk-based approach. The Act can set a global standard for artificial intelligence regulation, as done in the past, for example, by the General Data Protection Regulation. The Act classifies artificial intelligence according to its risk: unacceptable, high, limited, and minimum. And the majority of obligations falls on a provider of high-risk artificial intelligence systems. And it should be also noticed that a specific reference is given to general AI with particular attention to copyright issues, but as well, I want to underline this, to the trust and quality of the models. So it is important that the answers provided by general AI system will ensure trust. The second aspect of my presentation is about citizen engagement. Citizen engagement is important for grassroots movement, eco-conscious behavior, and there are several successful examples of citizen-led initiatives, including community cleanup drives, advocacy campaigns, sustainable lifestyle choice. One of the relevant historical examples is the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, that is a data infrastructure that provides open access to data about biodiversity. More than 2 billion of data were provided by citizen scientists that collect this information about biodiversity worldwide. By using this facility, we can assess historical changes about biodiversity, observe changes, and use this as an indicator of the impact of climate change and global warming. Another aspect that needs to be considered is the impact of digital transformation. Digital sensors are being installed everywhere. The cost of creating an instrument, for example, to measure air quality is not comparable to the cost of all the traditional measuring stations. Also, you can build professional stations with very economical components, so making possible a more widespread collection of information on the environment and a wide diffusion of this type of environmental monitoring tools. At the same time, today we observe that due to the penetration of smartphones in every aspect of our life, we can now collect direct information about the environment and making this information real-time accessible through some apps or specific platforms. This kind of contribution is called citizen science participation, but include other type of similar initiatives like, for example, waste cleaning. And if you're interested to know more, there are websites that are describing the thousands or 100,000 of citizens running project. One example is the citizenscience.gov that include a large collection of citizen science and crowdsourcing projects. The last aspect of my presentation relates to education as a catalyst for climate action. There is a mainstream education that deals with, for example, increase the climate literacy in the school curriculum. But I think we also need to consider the importance of digital literacy. It is, for example, fundamental to be able to fight against fakes, fake news, fake fact, fake data, and so on. And people should be aware also on how to deal with the fact that information is becoming easily accessible through social media, but without controlling quality assessment, as done in the past previously by traditional media. It is also important for people to be aware about new technology, and in particular to select the most environmentally friendly ones. Last but not least, I firmly believe that artificial intelligence should be part of knowledge of everyone. And there are some good examples. For example, the AI Master for Government is a specific master dedicated to educate public government officials about the risks, challenges, and opportunities related to the use of AI. But when we look at digital transformation in education, we should consider the impact of the various digital technologies. For example, immersive technologies, because immersive training significantly increase understanding and retentions. Furthermore, we need to consider the importance of other technologies like augmented artificial reality in education. Let's go to one of the examples that I particularly like. We can raise awareness about plastic pollution by showing a photo like the image on the left, or by creating a performance like the one shown in the video where two swimmers show what it means to swim in the plastic. But imagine that you are using virtual reality tools and yourself are swimming in a most real situation. You will feel as uncomfortable as a child in the photo, and I'm sure that the emotion will be stronger enough to convince you to pay more attention to plastic pollution in the future, and perhaps you would even change your usual behavior. Last example that I would like to highlight in terms of education or new form of education is the use of video games. An interesting initiative is the Playing for the Planet Alliance, launched in 2019 during the UN Climate Action Summit, that support the video game industry to take action on the environment. In joining the Alliance, members have made commitments ranging from integrating green activation in games, reducing their emissions, and supporting the global environmental agenda. Green activation video game is particularly interesting because people who participate, for example, in the annual Green Game Jam to preserve wildlife, understand what actions are necessary to safeguard the planet. Understanding the importance of biodiversity and how to protect it can change people's awareness and sensitivity and maybe behavior. Also, the climate quiz is a chance to explore what are the more effective actions we can all take to protect the planet. The last aspect to be underlined relate to the interface between scientists and policymakers that is crucial for fighting against climate change. Scientists should inform people and should better interact with policymakers. Policymakers normally ask possible options. In fact, they have to deal with daily problems and they need to find the right balance between the long-term and the short-term perspective. Meanwhile, policymakers are accountable to the people who elect them, so the people should put pressure to make sustainable development higher in their agendas. In conclusion, I strongly believe that through collaborative effort between innovation, artificial intelligence, citizen mobilization, new way of education and initiative, only in this way we can forge a path toward a more resilient and sustainable society. Thank you for your attention.